Hi, welcome to Tech Ranch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Java Coding Exercise Series 1 Scanner. Today we are going to present you a live demonstration of getting and reading values from user using scanner class in Java. Before we get into the demonstration, let's first see what is actually a scanner and how we can implement it. Scanner is a class in Java utility package used for obtaining the input of the primitive types like integer, double, float, etc. and strings. It is the easiest way to read input in a Java program. There are following steps we can follow it and use it in implementation. First, we need to create an object of scanner class and initialize it with constructor of scanner class and provide system.in as an argument, that is standard input streaming. So this is the example. You can see scanner is the keyword, input is your object of the scanner, so it can be anything. Equals, new is a keyword, scanner is a keyword, it's a constructor, and here the system.in is your another argument which is in a keyword. Step 2, we need to ask user to enter the values using system.out.println and getting the message, printing the message and getting the values from the user, asking for the user. Step 3, we are going to get the value using scanner object method. So the methods the scanner class contains. So we have created an object, all we need to just call the object and get the method from the object as per our requirements in your program. Step 4, we are going to read the value from the scanner object, and step 5, we are going to print the values using system.out.print, and your values is this. Now, to read the numerical values of a certain data type xyz, the function is going to be used like next xyz. That will be more clear when we see the details of a scanner class. So these are the most commonly used methods. We can use it in your scanner class. So as it is mentioned that whatever type of data type you have like xyz, all you need to use the function with next xyz. So next boolean, that will read the boolean value from the user. Next byte, that will read the byte value from the user. Next double, that will read the double value from the user. Similarly for the next float, that will read a float value from the user. Next int, that will read an int value from the user. Next line, read the string value from the user. Next long, that will read a long value from the user. Similarly for next short, that will read a short value from the user. Now let's take a look at the example and see the demo. To understand the scanner, example is like a sign up form. That can be in your mobile application, web application, enterprise application, web services. Anywhere you can use this type of feature, where we are going to ask user to enter their name, age, date of birth, any specific questions based on application, and a small code or message. So these applications are in different forms. So you are getting the value from the user. It depends on what type of application you are going to use. For example, if you have a web application, you can use the radio button for questioning, and for name we are going to use a text field. For age you can get the drop down box. For date of birth you can use a calendar. So this is one of the best example to understand how we can use a scanner. Now internally the compiler will work with the scanner. It will get the values like this. So here we are going to use in a Java application in a console. So let's take a look at a simple example. So we are going to have the getting the value of name and then printing the name, getting the value of age in an integer form, that will be printing the value of integer form, getting the date of birth, which is an actually string form now, but it has to be in a data form, in a standard date. So that will be actually converting into the date format or parsing. That's called parsing date. So you can see here we printing the string date in this form. That's what the user entered, the green part. But the compiler parse it and convert it into actually the date of birth, the proper date, September 16, like this, and age 1982. So this is what we are going to work and see the implementation, a live implementation. So let's go on. Okay. So this is my Eclipse IDE. Let's first create a project, and that's a Java project. And here I'm going to use the scanner demo dr. This is my project, and that's it. And inside this project I'm going to open the source. Inside the source I'm going to create a class and package and class, so I can make it at once. I don't have to create again and again. Scanner demo, that my class name, and package is gonna be my app. And I need the main method. So this is my complete project structure. Now here first we need to create the scanner object. So I am going to have the scanner object and the constructor, and that constructor has the argument system.in, that is standard input stream. Now it's showing me error because I have not included my util package. Remember, whenever you work with the scanner class, you need to include the util package. In case of IDE, that will pop up with the error message, but in case if you're coding in a notepad, that will not show you the error. That will show you the compilation error when you actually execute, try to compile it. So make sure you always include the package in util package in case you're using scanner class. Now once the object is created, next time we are going to, the step 2, we are going to ask user to print the values. Enter your name. String. Step 3, we are going to get the value from the user. So input dot. So for string we are going to use next. And once the end step 4 is done, then at step 5 we need to print the value. So your name is the variable. You can actually call that directly, but we are going to work with different type of data types, so we have to save it in some variable and then print it those variables to make it more structured and organized. Next data type is for integer type. So for that we are going to print the age. So for age, let's ask user first, enter your age. So in case of console, we are going to use this type of format, but when it comes to the web application or mobile application, you can get these values in other kind of input boxes like radio button or drop down button or calendars. So int age equals int dot next int. So this will get the value, and then your age is age. So we did this string and age. Now let's take a look for the date of birth. So let's first ask user to enter your date of birth, and this is going to be in string first. We are going to parse it into the date format later. So string, for string we use next method, and that's supposed to be inp input. I made it input because system.in is already in there, and that will have in some error. It's a keyword basically. So to parse it, first we create a date of birth object of the date class, and then have the simple date or format, simple date format, and having an argument of the format. What type of format do you want? 4 types here. And once this is done, then we can ask for parsing, and parsing argument will be your date of birth, the string what we are going to get the value from the user. Now the error is because we have not included the date class, and we need to include the simple date format too. and we need to throw the declaration of throws. You can use it in a try and catch clause to make it more efficient programming. For now, I'm just using it direct throws declaration. Now parsing is done. The last step for this is printing the value and printing the date of birth. Date of birth is, so this will print the date of birth in a date format, actual date format. Now we have seen the date. Now let's take a look at for the Boolean type. So are you older than 18? And this question has to be asked in true or false. So this type of question, or in case of web, you can use radio button or some conditions. So those things can be saved in this format, Boolean, your answer in dot. So for that we use hash next. Okay, the reason hash next Boolean. You see, you can find all kind of methods, whatever you want to use. Just read the description and see if it is useful for you in get. So this is what the benefit of your IDE. Now this is what the getting the Boolean value from the user. Now next we need to print the message. So I am older than 18, or I am 18 years old. Here you can print the values true or false. So whatever you have answered, it will print it in a Boolean form. Now once this is done, the last thing we need to get the string or a sentence, multiple strings. So for that we need to create, there are so many ways you can do it, but here since we have another type of data types here, so we are going to create a new scanner object. And there are so many ways you can do this. It's not just one, but I'm doing it to make it easier to understand. Message, your string variable, and we have the input type of scanner object dot next. You don't have to create another object. You can create a separate object. You don't have to create a different object for this type of feature, but I'm just making it easy to understand. And here you need to get the value, ask the value, enter your message, enter your address or message, anything. Even you can use address, and your address or your message is MSG. Now once creation and initialization and printing is done, make sure you close your scanner object. That will release the buffer and make it more easy to handle it. Congratulations or thanks for your service. So any message you can print, that's optional. So enter your name, tick branch, enter your age 23, date of birth. Here I'm going to get the values in date format, values in string. Now this string is going to convert it into the date format, September 9, 2001, true. So this is returning the value true, the Boolean value. Let's make coding fun. So this is printing the message. So the difference is here the compiler will check for the delimiter enter. Once you press enter, that will terminate the sentence. So this is a live demonstration and implementation of scanner class. Important facts. To create an object of scanner class, we usually pass a predefined object system in which represent the standard input stream. We may pass an object of class file if we want to read input from a file. To read numerical values of a certain data type XYZ, the function to use is next XYZ. For example, to read a value of type short, we can use next short. We have seen such features. To read strings, we can use next line. To read a single character, we use next.char.text function, returns the next token word in the input as a string, and character add 0 functions return the first character in that string. So basically, when we need to work with the character of arrays, what we have to use to pick the character, we can select the index and pass the method, use the method character add. Next method can read the input only till the space. It can't read 2 words separated by space. Also, the next method places the cursor in the same line after reading the input. Whereas in case of next line, that's what we have seen with the string operations, read input including space between the words, that is, it reads till the end of the line. That's the separated with the enter. And you can use it with the arrays in the same way. All you need to create an object, and the rest, the variable, will be created in an array form. So what you can do, practice at your end by having an application. Create an application, and that project has some class, and that class you can get the values and pass it all the values, different types of methods, and try it out all other method how it works. For any kind of questions and concern, please feel free to contact techrange2019@gmail.com. So this is one of the way we have seen how we can get the values. There are some other ways you can get the values from the user using buffer reader, printer. So stay tuned. We'll be uploading soon those informative sessions about these topics. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting and informative sessions. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.